One thing we go over at Cuddle Party is seeing rejection not as rejection, hearing no, not as rejection, and instead as a redirection. I wonder if we can dive a little bit more deeply into that, especially since some people that come to Cuddle Party might have fears of abandonment and how easily that can get activated from very small things, and kind of how to handle it, what to do, how to soothe ourselves, how to navigate that.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a big topic. Thank you, Larysa. Um, so yes, that hearing a no, it's so interesting. So the first thing is, again, is that being present to what's happening in our body. Um, and that in itself is a learned practice. But noticing, and here's the thing, I guess, just acknowledging when it comes to something like abandonment or any, there are things in our nervous system that happened when we were so young that we just don't have a conscious awareness of it. It doesn't make sense to our rational conscious mind. Why am I feeling this way? It's way out of proportion, right? But it's real. There is something happening in our nervous system. It can be a freeze, it can be and we definitely avoid it. We push it away, or we'll even distract ourselves with something really painful because we don't want to look at what's happening over here. And all of that is happening unconsciously. So just naming that as a reality. So what do we do? First of all, just noticing the discomfort and having compassion and understanding for it. It's understandable and it's okay. And for me, it's kind of internalizing, turning to an inside job instead of focusing on that person doesn't like me, or maybe I've offended that person or anything about that person. Turn inside and say, okay, how can I love myself right now? How can I accept myself? How can I not abandon myself? How can I stay with me and just listen and just be here and just be present? So it can be that simple, and don't ever underestimate the simplicity of just staying with ourselves, right? Just giving ourselves our attention and listening to the sensation and the location and being aware of and noticing what's going on in our body is loving attention. And the nervous system feels that. Taking a deep breath is loving attention. It's nurturing to our body. Just going to sit down in a place where you can just be quiet and close your eyes, which of course you can do at a cuddle party, right? It's a very safe space where you don't have to leave the space. You can be with other people, but be with yourself. So that's it. Be with my license plate actually says be with my car. So being with ourselves in a very, not in a thinky, fixy sort of way, but just in a very simple, I'm here, I love you, I'm with you. That's one. The other thing is something that was taught to me from actually someone who got it from a parent coach. Parenting life coaching, and it's called the safe seat practice. And it really is kind of this process of listening to your inner child if there's an upset, but being the adult and saying, oh, sweetie, hi, I feel you're upset. How are you? Is there something you would like to hear? Is there something that I could tell you? Even for me, when I do it, there's just sort of a rocking kind of a feeling. But listening to that inner child who might say, I'm sad, I'm scared, and what would you like to hear? Tell me that you care about me. It's a very simple voice. I care about you. I'm here. I'm with you. So just in listening to that and giving yourself space. I think those are really effective practices to whenever we notice, and staying away from the reason. Why am I upset? Why? What, how can I fix it? It's like, analyzing and fixing, sometimes it's like advice. We mean it really well, but unsolicited advice is criticism. So sometimes analyzing and fixing sends the message that you're broken. So sometimes it's just like, it's okay that you're feeling this way, and I'm here and I'm listening and I love you. It's kind of that simple.
What I'm noticing is taking the energy from focusing kind of outside of ourselves, where a lot of things live that we can't even control, that are out of our domain. And
Mhm.
when I'm hearing that, I'm hearing perfectionism too. Like, oh my gosh, if I had only, then this thing outside of me, outside of my control, would have happened differently, even though I really never had control over it to begin with. But if we instead take the energy away from trying to fix that which is not in our control, and like refocus it to where we have some level of control, like even when you just said refocus the energy on ourselves, I felt a little bit of peace. And with all the energy that we give to the outside, I remember someone pointing out that scripture about love your neighbor as yourself. We so often think that we must be so selfish. We have to be at least as loving to them as we are to ourselves. But how many of us actually need to be as loving to ourselves as we are to others, and give ourselves that same.
Much harder on ourselves than we are on others. Yes, I agree.
So thank you so much. I hope we may calm our nervous systems and be able to continually practice healing the abandonment and being able to truly see it as a gift and not a statement on who we are and our value. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.